Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people at Door Shutter, coming back to you with a brand new episode of the Direwolf20 1.21 Modpack, and today we're actually going to be getting into a handful of things. First things first, I want to look at getting the Powah Ender Gate stuff, but we do need an Energizing Orb, so we're going to look at that today, and hopefully we'll get somewhere. Also, real quick, I just wanted to mention, I've been working on this, which, if you don't know, originally, if you go back to the last episode, this is actually light mode, not actually like it is currently. So I'm kind of working on getting a handful of things to be dark mode. So the reaction chamber is another one. This was light mode. I've actually been just making these for the last few hours, and yeah, so I've got a resource pack, and once I'm done, if the mod authors don't actually get this out, I will release this. This is going to be for extended AE. And I'm probably going to change the actual textures here as well from dark mode, or from this like white to the dark, to match this. But of course, there's some issues where this texture on the inside is not set by a like normal texture file. It's probably either in the code or in another file somewhere else. So there's some things that I've just got to look around at, but I wanted to have this so that way we're not, you know, going from dark mode, light mode, dark mode, light mode. Just makes everything a little bit more of a better viewing experience overall. Anyway, so the Powah thing that we need, which is the Energizing Orb. Let's go Orb. So we need this right here. So one of these bad boys, and we need the rods, which is the starter version. And we're going to grab just about 4 of these. We're going to grab out of iron. Hold on. Not really out. It's up here. Just gotta grab some here. And then this is the rest of it. That's all I've got after that fact. So we will have to get more of that, which is something we're going to slowly start looking at. But hopefully sooner or later we'll get to it. Basic capacitor. And then we're going to go to basic. And that should be good for right now. So let's go downstairs, and we're just going to run... Yeah, we're just going to take this out here. And we're going to run some cables. Just over here. And we're going to put... Oh yeah, these don't stack on here, do they? I forget about that. How do we want to do this? We could go with at Powah, and we could just grab some starter cables, or basic, either or. And then I think this actually will technically work. Kind of bridge it. And then just plop these bad boys down right here. We'll put this 4th one right here. Okay, Energizing Orb. And we are going to then just get the Ender Core. I have Ender, dielectric casing, and a tiny capacitor. So one of these, and then I have Ender. So this, and this should start firing, unless this actually is not working. There we go. Okay. So that will give us an Ender Core, and then from the Ender Core, we should be able to make the kind of Ender Gates. And I don't know how these Ender Gates actually work, so we're going to have to investigate that a little bit. So we do have the power manual here. Let's actually snag this bad boy real fast. So let's look for Ender Gates. Transfer energy between the adjacent block and the Ender network. Unlike the Ender cell, you cannot upgrade the network from it. So we need an Ender cell, which is this right here. So we do need 1 more of these guys. And then we'll grab the Ender cell, which requires obsidian, which I actually don't have any obsidian. All right, real quick, before we do anything else, I want to go for the hardened tier. And I don't think this recipe is actually in this, which is kind of sad. To get the hardened tier, you need to get the hardened steel, I do believe is what this is called. What is this actually called? Energized steel. Not hardened. Okay. So energized steel. And to do this, we just kind of keep repeating this. One of the ways you can automate this pretty quickly is with laser nodes and a counting filter. And of course, 2 item cards. Probably need those. So insert, counting filter, and we could just do 1 iron ingot. Let me just do this so I don't have to like change the amounts. Okay, and then you could just grab an extract card on top. We'll grab a barrel. And we can just do this. And now this is going to work. And then, of course, you could grab more item cards, or you could just grab a pipe with a filter ability on it, because then that way you're not having to make a whole bunch of laser node cards and all that stuff. So we could just do... Just going to turn this off. There we go. And this will cruise. Pretty good. Because once we get this, we'll then do some crafting. Which will be crafting these pieces here to the hardened tier first. Because then we're going to go to blazing. Which is, of course, blaze rods. Inside of here. And then from there, we'll actually stop. But this will be where we'll get the ender cell and the end gates and all of that stuff that we need. So let me get through the energized steel portion, which of course I'm just going to update these, and then we'll move on to the blazing. Alright, I just went ahead and only made 2 stacks of the energized steel. I've made a few more ender cores there. So let's go for the next thing, which is the blazing tier. And what we're going to do is we're just going to simply go here, and we're just going to clear this out, put 1. There we go. And we'll just throw those in there, and once we get 1, we'll snag 1, put that there, and there we go. That's just going to process, and these have been already upgraded to the hardened tier, so the faster and more power they'll put out. I know one of the things, of course, limiting this is going to be the pipes itself and the starter cell, but I'm not really too worried. And yes, so once we get enough of these, which I'm actually going to go over here and kind of teach our system a little bit of stuff here. So Powah... And we want to find the end cell. We're not going to teach this thing the ender cell because I don't know if I need more than 1 of these. But we're going to basically find the blazing tier. So this is the recipe. Okay, so I'm just going to teach this thing then. So because it doesn't look like it's like extreme. And we'll just use that one for now. We're going to just make up 1 of these. So we just need 4. Okay. And I don't know if we need multiple or what, but we'll see. So we've got 5 channels, it looks like. So how do these actually function? So ender gates, unlike the ender cell, you cannot upgrade the network from it. So where is the ender cell? The ender cell, it's a block used to store energy, FE, to a specific channel of the ender network of the owner. You can access the energy stored of a selected channel from anywhere in the world in your ender cell that you want to transfer power from /2 have an active channel with a valid capacity. You can add capacity to a selected channel by shift-clicking with an energy cell or battery to the ender cell GUI. The amount added is the same of the item you've added. Max capacity a channel can have 9 EFE. I don't know what 9 EFE is, but that's okay. So right now, blazing is 40,000 for input output. So it's saying like batteries. So if we were to just try this, Powah battery. So we would have to go through the whole tier of these, but that's okay. We've got substitutions enabled, by the way, so this should actually make this a little bit painless. Okay, and then I just need to make sure that I've changed this blazing capacitors. Also, you can shift-click into this, which I actually have been using quite a bit because it's fantastic. Alright, so let's just grab some of these. Toss this in there. And we should be able to now make a blazing. So how does this actually work? So do we just... Oh, so you need to put a battery in here first. Interesting. Okay, so we have to have a battery in the actual thing before we ever can do anything with it. Interesting. Okay, I did not know that one. But that means now we have the ender cell. I'm going to pick this up. I hope that didn't just like lose all of the power. But I'm going to put it down here. So we're doing it on channel 1, which is perfect. So now we probably want to look at the Powah ender pieces, these things, ender gates. So these do require cables. And just like that, that should be what we need. And of course, we don't have everything automated for this. That's okay. We will get there one of these days. So let's just try and grab like 4 of them. Because we do get 4 per. So if I wanted to use these, for example, and I wanted to get rid of this. This is probably not what I'm going to use these for, but I just want to test. And then I were to say on the back direction, which is this one it? North, so up. Which direction is this? West. So the east direction. So extract, and now if I were to grab, like, say, gold and a piece of iron, just to make another piece of energized steel real quick. Okay, and that did work. And those did get restocked on energy, so this is working. Okay. Well, can we do that? Can we test with a few more things? So, for example, like this. If I were to put... Oh, I can't put these here. Can I put them on this? Okay, so these can only... Looks like it can only be placed on a cable. So I'm wondering, does the ender cell actually do this? Because if this does... So we're going to look at... We're going to break this, and we're just going to place it back down. So the... Extract... So, for example, now if I were to take this and put this here, are these still being powered? I honestly wouldn't know because they are full. So let's just quickly take a tank. So, and that's just rejuvenating power. Okay, so that looks like that works. Where is my lava tank? I know I have one. The thing's full. Okay, we'll make another one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these guys out. And not do what I just did. Bucket mode. Pick this up. Go over here. Pick this up. We're going to take these guys out. So what that means is we should now have wireless transaction of power. It's going to be a little bit more complicated, and we'll get into automating this shortly. But I basically want to go through and take out all of the thermal generators we have. Every single one of them. Even the ones over here. Because I think that's just going to make things just a little bit more interesting to see kind of how much we can make this thing suffer. Because the faster we do that, the more we know where our bottleneck is. And that should be golden. So let me get that going. And I will be right back here in a little bit. Real quick, also, wanted to mention, you can just place these on side of blocks, but I just kind of forget. Anyway, that should allow for us to now have a fully powered furnace that we can throw glass, sand, all of that different stuff into, which is beautiful. Fantastic. Just wanted to mention that. Alright, so just doing a little bit of cleanup. I have gotten rid of most of the thermogenerators. There's a handful back here that I'm going to deal with later. I need to make some more ender cells, which is what we're going to get into. We're going to actually get into kind of automating Powah a little bit. But yeah, I did actually move the glass machine to a spot where we can actually link this to our system. So now we have access to the bottles, the glass, the flint, and all of that good stuff. These do have void upgrades on them now, as well as this one. This one, of course, is kind of useless because we do have the other kind of silicone, but oh well. And all of this stuff is now also on that system, but everything is still going through our stable wormhole, which is a-okay. I'm fine with that for a little while longer. I'm going to keep the occultism stuff here, but yes, let's get into automating Powah. I think what I want to do is, well, do I want to do it down here or do I want to do it upstairs? I might want to do this upstairs. Let me grab one wireless connector real quick. I've got the wireless connector. We're going to make a pattern provider real quick, and we're also going to make a pattern while we're here, or a few patterns while we're here. So one of the things we want to do is get energized steel. Of course, this is just going to be one of the very first recipes we do, but this is one of them that we want to do. Okay, so we then want to do the blazing crystals, which is this one here, and we're going to, of course, just do blaze rods. That'll be fantastic. And then the next one will be the ender core. This thing right here. And of course, let's actually quickly teach our system the Eye of Ender recipe. And of course, we still are missing several things like making blaze powder. We're missing, a whole bunch of odds and ends that we're going to need to set up other machines for, which is something we will get into very, very soon in the next episode. So let's get going. That should be pretty decent. I don't think I need anything else right now. There are other power recipes. I'm just not needing them right now. Okay. So let's pop all this stuff off. Let me actually quickly upgrade these. I think I have enough stuff to do that. Yes, now I do. I can get these to the blazing tier real fast. Let me do that. Be right back. All right, we're going up here. And we're just going to plop this down right here. Pretty close to this set, but that's okay. Actually, I think... let's do it actually right here. And I do actually want to grab a little bit better cable set here real fast as well, just so we have more power transmission and all that stuff. But yeah, we're going to give this a 1 block gap just because why not? All right, so blazing. Let's grab the other 3 here. Blazing, blazing, and blazing. And, of course, you can do a lot more than this. I'm just doing 4 for right now. I'll probably add more down the line, but that is a-okay right now. All right, so Energizing Orb, and we're going to want to grab our wireless connector, which is what we have in our hotbar here. And let's just clear out a little bit of space. So we're going to do wireless connector. Let me turn off the bridging mod real fast. There we go. And we're going to then grab our pattern provider and a barrel. Always like to just grab a barrel. Makes everything a little bit nicer looking, because chests are a pain to open 90% of the times, and barrels can do a lot more. What just happened? Oh, I already have a barrel in my inventory. I'm actually going to push this down one more, then connect it. Pattern provider, barrel, and a laser node. So to do this, since we're only doing 1, we're going to do this a little bit differently than I normally do, which is we're actually going to put this in blocking mode. Do not push crafting ingredients if inventory contains a pattern input. So, actually, that's not what we want. Let's do lock crafting. I think that'll work. All right, so I quickly just made an interface. This will allow for us to get a few things done. So we don't actually send items back into the barrel itself. We're going to send them directly into the interface. And that interface is actually then going to be pushed to here. And from there, we are then going to do the laser node stuff that we need to do. So where's my card holder? It's right here. So I'm actually going to turn this on so I just have everything file in here. So on the down direction, we're going to extract. Okay, so extract. We're going to pull the counting filter out of here. And I totally could do this the other way, but that's okay. And then item card, insert, counting filter, and we're going to actually put all of our items in here. So gold, iron, And I do believe that you actually can just grab this stuff out of JEI. So, for example, Ender, Pearl, Dielectric, Casing, and Tiny Capacitor. Of course, we also do want to mention that, yes, this is very limited. This is not something we're going to keep for very long. We're going to expand it sooner or later. But right now, I just need to get something started. So let's actually quickly grab a laser node item card, because I do need a couple more of these. And we're going to extract on channel 1. Extract. And we're going to want to filter on this extract as well, because of course we don't want to just pull everything out. We want to grab the materials that we actually need. So insert channel 1, and then we're going to say things like the energized steel. We're going to want to take that out. We're going to take the blazing crystal, and we're also going to want to take the ender core. Okay. And that should be golden for right now. Definitely not the most effective Powah setup, by the way. Definitely not. We will definitely change this up as time goes on. But overall, this will work for what we need it to for now, as I've said several times. Let's actually grab some Kiwi bricks and some anchors. And then just cover this up. And that should be golden. Okay? So now what I should be able to do is... Oh, well, I guess I did kind of forget to put the patterns in here. Put the patterns in here while I'm standing next to it. And we could say ender core. So we'd want to grab, let's say, 4 of these bad boys. So it's going to put the items in. Take the items out. Send it, unlock that pattern crafting, and it should send the next one. Okay, so you are going to do that. Which is actually what I expected. So if we were to just grab another laser node, we can solve this issue. Instead of an interface, we'll just send it right back through. So on this side here, facing the actual pattern provider, we're going to insert directly in. And we are then going to grab our laser wrench. Laser wrench right there. And then we're going to quickly cover this back up. And we're going to cancel this one. And we're going to say 4 ender cores. And this is actually still locked, isn't it? So let's just cycle it through. So you can see now that this is actually functioning. And of course, the laser node prevents anything from just keep flowing in here. But if we were to put iron or gold in here, this would actually break. That's why we're doing the whole locking portion. So now we could actually not have to worry about power as much. We have a little bit of automation that will just kind of keep us over until we change it up. I want to grab a couple more ender cells. So 2 of these bad boys. And I am going to go finish up getting rid of the thermogenerators, and I will be back here in a little bit. Okay, you know what? I was experimenting because I was kind of like, man, I haven't actually touched Powah on 1.21, and I was kind of just looking and seeing if we could do a couple things. And I realized that actually putting a pattern provider right next to it actually allows for it to auto-input. I actually did not know that. That's news to me. The thing is a lot of the stuff that I go off of is based off of previous experiences in other mod packs. And of course, mods evolve, mods change, and sometimes functionality changes. Or I just did something wrong back when I messed with it, and I've stuck with it. And that is something that you'll learn in modded Minecraft, is sometimes things do change. Sometimes you may try something, it doesn't work, and then you go back and you try it again, and you're like, wow, why did this work? And it's definitely something that, well, I've just figured out. So I'm actually going to reconfigure this. And we're going to put this right here. And we're going to put our patterns in here. The only thing that we need to do is we need to figure out a way to get the items out of this. And I actually do have a way to do that. We're going to do that here in a second. But we're going to put this here, and we are going to then go back downstairs and quickly link the wireless setup kit to this and back up and place this right here. So what you'll see is if I grab an Ender core, okay, my only problem is if I do energized steel, will this break? No, actually it won't. Interesting. And I think the reason that is because technically this is still crafting this, so its independent machine is actually occupied. Which is interesting. Okay, so let's actually quickly just grab an entangled block, and we're going to put that right here, and we're going to bind to here, and we're going to grab a pipe instead of laser IO, and this will make things just a little bit better, because overall we're not using as much, and we're not doing a whole lot of different things. Actually, I guess I do need to put this... you know what we could do? Let's just kind of do it this way then. We're going to keep it to where we had the actual stuff piping into the pattern provider. And we're going to just do this. And we are going to then grab that. And we're going to take the Ender core out for now. And do this. And then we're going to grab this. And we're going to whitelist that. And then, of course, you can actually do this in JEI as well. So if you wanted to say blazing crystals, all you have to do is just grab and drag and then submit. And that is how you do that. So you can't just grab and drag into this, which would be cool. You just have to do add. It's a little bit more involved, but overall, still pretty decent. Okay, so right now we're going to go in here and we're going to cancel both of these jobs because, of course, we have already achieved them. And we're going to go 1. And that is perfect. Okay. Definitely a little bit simpler than what I was doing. And honestly, I didn't know you could do it. The more you know. I am really trying this season to just try new things and figure out different ways of doing stuff, which is exactly kind of where this led me. Was like, hey, might as well just try it, because what would it hurt? And, well, it hurt absolutely nothing. And this is fantastic. And literally, what, 3, 4, 5 different pieces to do the whole contraption, excluding the actual energizing rods. But yeah, that is pretty cool. All right, enough with getting distracted on auto crafting, but this is basically how you're going to do a lot of your auto crafting with machines, you know, different processes, anything of that sort. You're going to have a pattern provider saying, hey, this is what I need to send into it, this is what is going to result in, and then you put it next to the machine. Some machines, such as mechanisms, do require a little bit more finagling, and like thermals machines and things like that. You'll see the different odds and ends that are required for specific machines, but overall, most of them are going to be pretty easy. It's just, you're going to have to take a little bit of time to learn them. All right. So with that being said, I do actually want to look at automating the squeezer. I think it's the squeezer for blaze powder. Yes, mechanical squeezer. Because that will give us 5 at the end of the day. And that will guarantee us 5 and not just say, you may get 5. So mechanical squeezer. So we're going to grab 2 of those bad boys. Grab a normal squeezer. And grab this. So, of course, this is going to be one of those ones that is a little bit more interesting because this is actually pretty site-specific. And we actually saw that with this system where we have the insert on the up direction, or default, which is up. And then this one where it's pulling from the down direction because it's very vanilla-based rather than what we have here. So, we're actually just going to plop this thing. I'm actually going to put it down here. And we're going to run this off of this one here. But we'll actually check and see if we can do stuff with this. Because I'm curious. I actually don't know if this would work. That's not what I wanted to do. I want to put it right there. And of course, our limit is channels over here. But we have 32 channels to work with on the wireless connector because we have it directly facing a controller side. But for right now. I'm not too worried about going over 8. Let's go blaze powder. So recipe, we're going to do mechanical squeezer. And I think what I want to try is I do have the advanced pattern encoder from Advanced AE, which yes, this is actually fancy. It's dark mode because I did that. And we're going to go processing pattern, and we're going to actually see, yeah, look at this. So this is something that I was noticing whenever I first saw Advanced AE and looked at its mod page, is you can actually configure the sides at which you interact with the machine. So that'll definitely be pretty cool. So target the down face of the machine, target the up face of the machine, west face, south face, east face, north face. So we're going to say on the up face is where we're going to push the item into. Okay? Ooh, did I accidentally just... Oh no, this becomes an advanced processing pattern once you're done. Okay, pretty cool. So let's go back up here. And we're going to put this in here. And so what should happen is whenever we do this, say turn this to craftable, and we say 1, this should hopefully actually work. We are going to just get this working without doing any of this shenanigan stuff. So we're actually going to use laser IO because it's going to basically accomplish the exact same thing. Did that not work? Oh, I'm in not looking at the actual items we have in our system. But yeah, laser node, because this will accomplish what we need it to. Okay, so we'll grab a cable here. We're just going to run this cable under. And then we'll grab, put the flooring back. Okay, so on the down direction, we're going to input. So insert on the up direction. And this is actually the wrong side, so we need to go up. On the down direction, we're extracting. And then we'll just increase that to 8, whatever. And then extract on the downside. And we'll make sure that's like channel 1. And then here, channel 1. And we should be able to put this here. And the pattern, oop, forgot to put the pattern in here, is blaze powder, just because that'll be necessary in the future. And this should get to going. So it is very slow. Probably because I did not increase this to pull out 8 at a time. Okay, but that did work. The only problem is it did not actually clear this. What did it do? Oh, okay. We're gonna just have to do a filter to make sure that we aren't sending things we don't want. So this is a basic filter. Let's just undo that. So on the insert, we're gonna want to do just blaze rods for now, and we'll change it as we need to. We're gonna cancel and cancel. So now this should work. And we get lava. Oh well, I don't really care. Okay. But yeah, blaze powder, and that blaze powder then needs to be pulled out, which what we're going to do with that is just grab a hopper upgrade. Because I don't feel like making another laser node. And a basic... So we're going to allow on the push one, which is the bottom, to push blaze powder. Is that going to work? There we go. So that is the down direction. All right, that's a little weird. I kind of forget that anyway. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.